Hi, how are you?
Doing well. Ready whenever you are. Just let's keep rolling.
Okay, yes, let's do that. So, in class, we talked about functions. Can you tell me a little bit about what a function is in algebra?
Sure. A function in algebra is basically a rule that assigns each input exactly one output. You can think of it like a machine. Put something in, get something out, and that's it.
Why is it that they use f of x instead of y? Wouldn't it just be easier to just have y? That's very confusing. Why do they use f of x?
They use f of x to be a bit more explicit about which variable you're plugging in and what the output depends on. Basically, f of x just makes it super clear that this is a function of x, not just a generic y. In other words, it's a naming convention that helps keep track of what variable is doing what. That's all.
So, when I'm evaluating a function, the evaluation of the function is not an expression, but a function, correct?
Correct. When you're evaluating a function, you're taking that function and plugging in a specific value for the variable. The result you get is just a number or an output, not another function. So yes, evaluation is about finding that output value, rather than creating a new function. That's it.
Okay, so I got this problem here that says f of x equals 3x plus 4. What type of function is this?
That's a linear function. Double spacing here as you asked. It's called linear because it graphs as a straight line, and it has that form ax plus b. In this case, it's 3x plus 4. That's all there is to it.
What about if I pop in negative 2 for x? Can you help me find the answer?
Absolutely. Just substitute negative 2 in for x. So f of negative 2 is 3 times negative 2 plus 4. That's negative 6 plus 4, which gives you negative 2. And that's your result.
I see. So can you help me explain or figure out why is negative 6 plus 4 equal negative 2?
Sure. It's just basic arithmetic. When you add negative 6 and positive 4, you're essentially subtracting 4 from 6, but in the negative direction. So negative 6 plus 4 is like moving 4 steps towards 0 from negative 6, which lands you at negative 2. And that's all there is to it.
So you're saying that I start at negative 6, which I guess is left of 0, and then I walk 4?
Exactly. You start at negative 6 on the number line, which is to the left of 0. Then you move 4 steps to the right, and you end up at negative 2. That's all it means.
Okay, this linear function, when I pop in 0, I get 4, and when I pop in 1, I get 7. Are these correct answers?
Yes, those are correct. When you plug in 0, you get 3 times 0 plus 4, which is 4. When you plug in 1, you get 3 times 1 plus 4, which is 7. So you're spot on.
Awesome. Now, they told me to do another function, f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. What type of function is that?
That's a quadratic function. In other words, it's a function where the highest power of x is 2, which means the graph of this function is a parabola. So it's not linear like the last one. It's quadratic. And that's all.
I see. So when it says to pop in 0 to this quadratic function, I get an answer of negative 3. Can you verify?
Absolutely. If you plug in 0 to that quadratic function, which is x squared plus 2x minus 3, you get 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 3. That simplifies to negative 3. So yes, you're correct.
Nice. Now I have this very hard expression, this function. I'm going to try to explain it to you. It's f of x equals, and it's a fraction. The numerator is x squared take away 1, and then the denominator is the square root of 4x take away 2. Do you understand that function? Can you visualize that?
Yes, I understand that function. So you've got a fraction where the numerator is x squared minus 1, and the denominator is the square root of 4x minus 2. In other words, it's a rational function with a quadratic expression on top, and a square root expression in the denominator. So yes, I can visualize that. It's just a fraction with those components.
So if I'm asked to put 3 over 4, plug in 3 over 4 for the function, I want to double check my answer. I have negative 7 over 16. Can you verify that answer for me?
Sure. Let's verify it quickly. If you plug in 3, the numerator is 3 squared minus 1, which is 9 minus 1, or 8. The denominator is the square root of 4 times 3 minus 2, which is the square root of 12 minus 2, or the square root of 10. So for x equals 3, the function is 8 over the square root of 10, which doesn't match negative 7 over 16. If you plug in 4, the numerator is 4 squared minus 1, which is 16 minus 1, or 15. The denominator is the square root of 4 times 4 minus 2, which is the square root of 16 minus 2, or the square root of 14. So for x equals 4, the function is 15 over the square root of 14, which also isn't negative 7 over 16. So no, that answer doesn't seem correct. Just double check those calculations.
Oh, I think you misheard me. I said x equals 3 over 4, or x equals 3/4. I get an answer of negative 7 over 16. Can you verify?
Got it. I understand now. So you're plugging in x equals 3 over 4. Let's check that. For the numerator, if you take 3 over 4 and square it, you get 9 over 16. And then subtract 1, which is the same as subtracting 16 over 16. So 9 over 16 minus 16 over 16 is negative 7 over 16. For the denominator, you take 4 times 3 over 4.
You cut off there. What was the denominator again?
Sure. Let me finish that up. For the denominator, you take 4 times 3 over 4, which simplifies to 3. Then you subtract 2. So you have the square root of 3 minus 2, which is the square root of 1. And that's just 1. So the fraction is negative 7 over 16 divided by 1, which is indeed negative 7 over 16. So your answer is correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Okay. So you saw the demonstration. It wasn't perfect, but here is the conversation that I had with the voice chat, which is very interesting. So this is another way you can use ChatGPT 5. You can also use it in 4. But the crazy thing is that ChatGPT 5, you'll be able to use the voice version as well. So this gives you a sense of a way of having a conversation. It did stagger a little bit, and I think because everybody's using it, today was the day it came out. And I think it did pretty well. And you can ask it questions that might pop in your head. And you can, of course, do that the same thing in typing. Okay, so if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. This video and 3 other videos is the same content in terms of functions, but utilizing different tools. One, by doing it by hand with your brain. The second one is by using local LLMs like OSS 20B, ChatGPT, and then the voice version of GPT-5, which is this video. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends about this video. There are more videos here. And if there's something that you're interested in, by all means, put it in the comment section. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye, and have a great semester.